Alright, what do we have here? We have our old friend, the phospholipid bilayer, and we're going to use it this final time to talk about what happened with the potato cores in Karo syrup. What did happen? What happened is water molecules passed through freely and Karo syrup molecules did not. And so water molecules passed through freely, Karo syrup molecules did not. And so there's a term for this property of phospholipid bilayers. We say the phospholipid bilayer is what? Phospholipid bilayer is semi-permeable. Semi-permeable. What does that mean? Well, permeable, almost everything can go through. Semi-permeable means only some things can go through. And so that's the situation with the phospholipid bilayer. And so, what do we call this process by which water molecules pass through a phospholipid bilayer? We call it diffusion, the movement of molecules from what? A region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Later on, we're going to narrow that down a little bit and call it osmosis, but right now we'll just call it diffusion. Movement of molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. So the water molecules are diffused from whichever side of the membrane they are more concentrated to the side of the membrane in which they are less concentrated. And so that is diffusion, but diffusion is a much more general term actually. There are many more things that fall within the definition of what can be called diffusion. And so we see here this picture from your book in which, and by the way, this is safe to try at home. It's not too dangerous, and you don't have to use something real scientific looking like a beaker. You can just use a glass, glass that you can see through. And so we got a drop of food coloring, a dye dropped in, and you wait. And what happens as time goes on? Diffusion continues, and it continues until finally we get to this state over here where it says the dye is evenly distributed. What's going on here? When you first drop in the dye, where is it most concentrated? Well, gee, right there where the drop is, right? Where is it less concentrated? In the surrounding water. And so the dye molecules gradually, do you have to stir or shake to get this to happen? No, you don't. The dye molecules gradually move out from where they're more concentrated to where they're less concentrated until finally they're evenly distributed. And so that's what this illustrates here, and that's what we see up here in this picture. Now let me ask you this. In this final picture, is diffusion occurring? Are molecules moving from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration? I don't know what it says here. What about the dye molecules? The dye is evenly distributed. That means there's how much difference in concentration from this place, this area, to this area down here. Any differences in concentration? No, 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 no. The dye is evenly distributed, and so there's no differences in concentration. And we can say, what about diffusion? No diffusion is taking place. Not when the dye is evenly distributed. No diffusion is taking place. No differences in concentration. No diffusion. All right, let's return to our lesson.